What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of College Football Weekly Picks. This week we have week 13. Yeah, week 13 of picks. We have some good games this week, two featured ones as always. Some interesting matchups that could affect the playoff. Overall, it should be a pretty good and eventful week in college football. 9-7 last week. I did terribly on my picks, or some picks that I really did not hit on, but let's see what we can do this week. Louisiana Lafayette will travel to Boone, North Carolina to play App State. I think App State will win this game. It'll be a tough game at home, Friday game, usually tough for the road team. I think that App State should have a good time with this game. I expect a low-scoring defensive affair. I think Appalachian State pulls out a win. Washington on the road, or Stanford on the road playing Washington. I think that Washington should have this win pretty easily. Stanford not really doing really well. Last week, though, they beat Cal in the big game. Not really a big game anymore, maybe because both of the teams aren't very good. But Cal scored. They were down by 7. They scored with like less than a minute to go, and Stanford blocked the extra point. So that was pretty cool. I think Washington will win. Ohio State and Michigan State. This is an important game for Ohio State, not basically just so the game gets played. If the game gets played, they are going to be in the driver's seat to make the college football playoff, because what needs to happen is they had their game against Illinois canceled, and they already had a game against Maryland canceled. Ohio State ate up with coronavirus earlier. Maryland was ate up with coronavirus. But they need to play 6 games to be eligible for the Big Ten championships, and they need to play against Michigan and Michigan State. And I don't know if there's any signs that their COVID situation is getting better. If they cannot play this game or their game against Michigan, they will be ineligible for the Big Ten championship, and more importantly, probably won't make the college football playoff. So it's important that this game gets played. Right now, I'm going to assume that it does get played. They will kill Michigan State. Northwestern suffered a terrible loss to the aforementioned Michigan State. They're probably out of the playoff race. They will still make the Big Ten championship, though, and they still have as good a chance as anyone to win the Big Ten. And Minnesota is not very good. I think they should win that game. Texas at Kansas State. Texas heartbreaking loss against Iowa State. Last week, Cameron Dicker missed a 50-something yard field goal to win the game, or to tie the game. I can't remember. But I think they should have an easy time against Kansas State. This is the same Kansas State team that lost to Arkansas State. So Marshall and Rice. Marshall, I think they still have the number 1 defense in terms of points per game. I think they beat Rice. I'm going to go with 7-3 as my final score pick, because why not? Syracuse and Notre Dame. Syracuse is 1-8 this year, or 1-9. Their only win coming against Georgia Tech, and against NC State. They had the ball. They were looking to score. They had like 20 seconds left. They were on like the 20-yard line. They were down by 7. No timeouts. Their quarterback takes a sack. They run up on 4th down, and this dude spikes it. Jeez, man. I mean, come on. You want to see better out of Syracuse. I think Notre Dame they could do anything they want. They could play the 4th stringers against Syracuse and win at home. Florida and Tennessee usually play on the 3rd Saturday of September, right? Now it's going to be played on the 1st Saturday of December. Interesting game here. This is big for Tennessee. Tennessee will get up for this game. I think it might be closer than some people think, but I think Florida's just a way better team, and they should roll in this game. Indiana and Wisconsin. Wisconsin, not huge fans of them. This Graham Mertz was supposed to be so good. Comes out against Northwestern, throws 3 interceptions. I don't think he's as good as originally advertised. I'll take Indiana, even though Michael Penix Jr. is out for the entire year. I'm changing my pick. I think Wisconsin will win. I forgot that Michael Penix Jr. tore his ACL, and he'll be out for the entire year. I forgot about that. Give me Wisconsin. West Virginia and Iowa State. I think Iowa State is going to the conference championship, or they will if they haven't clinched a spot already. If they win their conference, it'll be the first time that they've won a conference since 1912. Lot that Iowa State has to play for. I think they continue their streak with a win against West Virginia. Tulsa and Navy. Tulsa finds themselves in the top 25 again in the AP poll. I think they should have an easy time against Navy. Army came out with their jerseys for the Army-Navy game. I know that's always a big deal. They always go all out with their jerseys. It's like a camo green, but it's not camo, and like the numbers are cream. I can see what they're going for, but I'm not a huge fan of those jerseys. I know a lot of people are. I'm just not a huge fan. Oregon and Cal. Geez, did Oregon crap the bed against Oregon State, man. I had serious. Man, Oregon might be the biggest disappointment of the college football season with all the talent they had, and everyone opts out, but they still should win the Pac-12 easily. They should blow out everyone on their schedule, and they lose to little brother Oregon State. Not a good look, Oregon. It's just not a good look. I think they should beat Cal, but it'll probably be a struggle win just like every other game. Liberty and Coastal Carolina. Game day is actually going to this game. This will be a very good game. This had a lot more stakes back when Liberty was undefeated. Of course, they lost 15-14 to NC State. So this game lost a little bit of the thunder it originally had. Liberty looking for a really big win here. Coastal Carolina trying to continue their undefeated streak. I think they get it done. Both of these teams have very good defenses. They're near the top of the country in points per game. I've seen a lot of things that I've liked from both defenses. I think they both show up in this game, but I think Coastal Carolina wins 14-11. And Alabama, LSU, I think Alabama can just do whatever they want with LSU. LSU's not good at all. They lost 20-7 to Texas A&M. Should have been 20-0, but LSU scored a pity touchdown with what's it called? They scored a pity touchdown with 30 seconds to go. Their offense doesn't know what they're doing, and Bama can just score as much as they want against a lot of teams. I think they win this game big. They're going to be out for revenge after losing to them last year. And now our feature games, Clemson at Virginia Tech. This will be a good game. I think Virginia Tech could give the Tigers some problems. I think if Clemson's going to lose a game, it's in the regular season. This would be the one at Virginia Tech. Always a tough place to play no matter how many fans are allowed. Virginia Tech, they're an iffy team. They'll come up and get you when you're not expecting it. They will get up for this game. It's on the road, which is why I really like Virginia Tech's chances in this game. I think Clemson's going to come out and struggle. I don't think that they're going to be very well. They wallop Pitt after not playing for however many weeks that they weren't playing. I think they're a little rusty this game. I do think that they will win, but this will be a dogfight. This will be a struggle win for Clemson. Virginia Tech will keep this game close. They'll hang around in the game. But I think Clemson is just going to do enough with their talent late. And then Texas A&M and Auburn. I think Texas A&M will make the playoff. They have so many options to get there. I think if they obviously have to win the rest of their games, and this is probably the toughest one they have left on the road at the Barn. The Barn came out laid an egg against Alabama, but I think this will be a good game. I think Texas A&M's defense with Bobby Brown and they have another really good defensive lineman. I forgot his name though. Their defense really good. Pretty much got a shutout against LSU, except they scored that pity touchdown like I was talking about. Really like Texas A&M. I think they've grown throughout the season. They hadn't played in 3 weeks, and they were rusty, and it really showed against LSU. But now that they got that game under their belt, they're looking to make a run back for the playoff. All that really needs to happen for them is Bama and Notre Dame need to win, eliminating Clemson and Florida, and then they should get in. Even if Clemson beats Notre Dame, I think they may still have a path because of what's it called? I think they might still have a path because of, you know what I'm talking about. I think they might have an edge over Notre Dame, but they got to keep winning, and the Barn will have something to say about that. This will be a close game, defensive battle. I think Texas A&M wins this one 21-11. Reason I do that because didn't Auburn have that thing where they go for two when they scored their first touchdown? Or they were doing that earlier in the year. That's why I think they'll score a 2-point conversion. That's why I went with an awkward score for this one. Have fun when you make score predictions. Why not? Come on, just do it. Just do it. Anyway, but I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll see you next time.